A mixed match of some review, because you're going to see this again and again and again. And then hopefully after Christmas you won't have to see it anymore, but I doubt it. Okay, so this says, graph the following inequality. Can I just graph this? No. Okay, why not? Yeah, I had to solve it. So how am I going to solve it, Hannah? What am I going to set it up? What am I going to solve for?
X, Y,
Z,
Z,
A?
both.
Let's do Y.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to solve for Y here. So we have 2x, can you guys see that? Yeah. Minus 5y is greater than 5. So if we're going to solve for y, I'm going to circle my y, and what am I going to get rid of? The minus 2x, whatever I do on one side, I do on the other. So then I have negative 5y is greater than negative 2x plus 5. Okay? Next step. Divide by negative 5. If I divide by negative 5, what happens?
Well,
What do I have to do? Hey, Ben, can you put your head down for me, please? Flip my sign. What's negative 2 divided by negative 5?
positive 2 over 5.
2 over 5x. And then positive 5 divided by negative 5. What do I get? Positive 5 divided by negative 5. Negative 1. Okay, so from here, we're going to graph. So when I go to graph, what do I graph first? Negative 1, leave it. So I'm going to go to my origin, I'm going to go down, I'm going to graph my negative 1. Okay, then for my slope, what do I do?
Up 2 over 5.
Up 2 over 5. If I try to do that again, I'm going to run off the paper, so I'm going to do the reverse, down 2, and then over 5 in the other direction. Okay, what kind of line am I going to have here?
Positive.
It is going to be a positive. You're right. What else? Huh? It's going to be a diagonal. What else? Pay attention to your inequality sign.
Oh, it's going to be
Dotted or dashed. So make sure your line is dashed. Okay, then it goes to the end of the coordinate planes. I have my arrows. Now, because I'm graphing the inequality, I have to determine where I'm going to shade. So how do I determine what I'm going to shade? What do I have to select? A test point of 0, 0. And that means I come in, I substitute. What's 2 times 0? What's 5 times 0?
5.
What's 5 times 0?
0.
Okay, what's 0 minus 0?
0.
Is 0 greater than 5?
No.
So if that's a false statement, do I shade towards my test point or away?
Away.
Away. Good. How many of you guys remembered that?
Me.
We're going to use the color pencils for a lesson that we're going to do in a minute.
We're using it right now
Or you can use it right now too.
because I ain't having no pencils.
Why not beautify your paper if you can? All right. Make sure you have arrows on the end of your lines. The next problem. I gave you a graph. I gave you a line. You're to tell me the slope, the y-intercept, and then write it as an equation. Ben, what are we going to find first?
B. Or y-intercept.
Okay, what is the y-intercept?
1.
Okay, so my y-intercept is going to be a 1. In order to find the slope, what do I have to find on my line here? It's one of those vocab words from early on in the unit.
Coefficient.
No. What do I have to find? In order to find the slope, which I know is rise over run, I need another point. What's that point
Oh
called?
my gosh.
No?
Oh my gosh.
Y.
Do you want me to tell you what it starts with?
C.
It starts with an L.
Left
It kind of reminds people of lettuce. Do you guys now understand why we start the beginning of the year with reviews? Like starting over again? Okay. Emily's being the smart one here.
Is it lines on all twenty of us?
Nope.
Dragging her crazy.
It's Unit 6. I think it was like 6.2 or 6.3 notes. Maybe 6.1 notes.
Lime,
No.
lettuce,
Like
Close to lettuce.
letters.
lattice point.
Oh, woo! Chance got it. Lattice points. Who can tell me what a lattice point is now? Or show me what a lattice point is.
A dot.
No.
A line with a dot.
No. Golly.
The line that's crossing point.
Something about crossing.
A dot.
It crosses
Cross-
the
cross-
dots intersect.
Yes, it's where the line intersects. So it's where our line intersects, where the grid lines intersect. So what's going to be my lattice point? Who's brave enough to try to come find it? All right, Ben, get up here and show me where the lattice point is. Hmm.
There's one right below it, but.
I'm just gonna go with this one.
But is it? Is it right on that line there?
This one.
Is it, where?
This one.
Right here?
Yeah.
That doesn't look like it goes right in that corner.
Oh,
One
so
right
this one
below
here.
it.
I would say the one right below it.
My God, you.
Okay, so what's the slope then? We're going to go up how many? 1, 2, 3, and over how many?
4.
So my slope is
3 over 4.
3/4. To write it in slope-intercept form, to write it as an equation, how do I rewrite this?
Y equals 3 over 4.
There we go.
Yeah, you know what else we can do? If we get it wrong.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But what if I go down, it doesn't equal 3?
It should. If you go down 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4.
You have
It
to
should.
go down 4.
Oh, it's not crossing.
Okay, flip it over. Look at the backside. Backside. Use substitution to solve the system. So I even gave you guys an easier one to substitute for. Why is this one easier? I could have made the equation super hard, but I didn't. What did I do to make it easier for you? Yeah, I put the variable first, and I already gave you the y. So to solve for x, what do I have to substitute? Yeah, so I'm going to substitute this y into this equation. So when I go to rewrite it, I'm going to have 2x
Plus 3
minus, what do I substitute for y?
Negative 3.
Negative 3 equals 1.
It's easier to just write it like
Now, as Chance just said, Ms. Littleton, it's easier to write it just as a 1 or as a plus. I agree, but sometimes when we have extra numbers and letters and a whole big long equation, it's still smart to put that parentheses in there, okay? So we're solving for x. So we have 2x. Chance said 2 negatives touching is going to be a positive. So now what kind of equation do I have that I need to solve here? How many steps? A 2-step equation. So what do I get rid of first in order to start getting the x by itself?
Minus 3 on both sides.
Minus 3 on both sides.
Get negative 2x. 2x equals negative 2. 5.
5.
X equals negative 1.
Okay, so then the solution or the system, my answer is going to be what?
1.
What?
It's going to be negative 1, comma, negative 3.
Good, remember, our answers is going to be set as an ordered pair. Losing our pencils.
Yeah.
Now, we're going to use elimination to solve the system. Now, looking at this, am I going to use elimination, the process of addition, subtraction, or multiplication?
Well, you can use both.
You could use both, but which would make more sense to do?
You did minus.
What?
I just did.
Addition, subtraction, okay? Now, in order to eliminate by addition and subtraction, you have to have the like terms lined up, and then they have to have the similar coefficients. Both the x and y have similar coefficients. So you get to pick. Do you want to get rid of your x's or do you want to get rid of your y's? Let's get rid of our x. So how am I going to do that? Am I going to add or subtract them in order to eliminate them?
Minus.
So I'm going to minus. Okay. So my x's cancel. What's 2 minus negative 2y?
4y.
Not negative 4, but
4y.
4y. Because as Chance said, 2 negative section becomes a positive. So then what's 2 minus negative 30?
Positive 32.
Okay. And now we have a one-step equation. So y is going to equal 8. So I know the value of y. Now I need to know what the value of x is. So what do I do? You want to do the top equation? Does it matter? No, it doesn't matter. And we're going to substitute. So what do I substitute for?
7x plus 2y, comma, it's going to be 8 for y.
Well, what am I substituting for y?
8.
8 equals 2, because we use that top equation. That is a terrible 2.
7x plus 8, 16 equals
Okay.
2 minus 16 on both.
Okay, let's stop right there. Dylan, what's the next step I need to do?
Minus 16.
Okay, what's 2 minus 16? What number are you?
9. Negative 14.
Negative 14. Then what, Riley? And x is going to equal? Not negative 7.
2.
Negative 2. So my ordered pair should be written as,
Negative 2, comma, 8.
make sure you have parentheses around it and a box to show that that is your final answer. Oh, I'm so sorry.